When we're looking now at measurements, and we're going to take a look at measuring in some metric units, but one of the things about measurements when we're measuring something is that all measurements really are an estimate. We're making an estimate on what is really the final digit. In fact, in your science classes, you'll run into this and the concept of significant digits. But it's dependent upon the smallest unit of measurement that we actually have. And so here on page 14 in your textbook, we're asked to find the length in metric units. And first we're asked to measure the length of a dollar bill in centimeters. And so I've got a picture here. This is a $5 bill. And each one of these units here, the 1, the 2, the 3, those are all in centimeters. And then the little hash marks, the measuring units between a centimeter, each centimeter, there's 10 of those because the next level of measurement is a millimeter. And so right here are 15 centimeters. And then in looking at this, it looks like it's about maybe 15.4 or 15.5. It looks pretty close to 15.5. And so we're going to say that this is about 15.5 centimeters. So all measurements are approximate depending upon the smallest unit of measure available in the measuring instrument, and this looks to me about 15.5. You could call it 15.4, but I think it's 15.5. A little hard to see probably for you on the screen. It's hard for me to see without blowing this picture up. So let's go look at another one. Now here we're asked to find the length of a pencil in millimeters. So now we're asking about millimeters. And of course, this is principally drawn as centimeters. And right there is 18 centimeters. Well, if it's 18 centimeters, there are 100 centimeters in a meter. And there's 1,000 millimeters in a meter. And so there are 10 millimeters per centimeter. And I can see 18 right there. Actually, it's a little bit, no, it's not quite right there. 18 looks to be right there. And there's 18.5. And right there is 19. That'd be 190 millimeters if it's 19 centimeters. It doesn't look like it's quite at 19 from what I can see. So I'm going to say that this is 189 millimeters. And remember, I'm making an estimate on that last digit. It's definitely 180 millimeters. Might even be 190, but I don't think it quite gets to the 190. So I'm going to say 189 millimeters. We've got one more before we move forward. Now here we're given a measurement and we're asked to find the length of CD, line segment CD. And I can see here this is in centimeters, so there's 1 and there's 2. And there is 3. But I don't have any measuring units between the centimeters. This little ruler is just simply in centimeters. And I can see that it's more than 2, and certainly it's less than 3, but it's closer to the 2 than it is to 3. And I don't know what's in between there. I have no measuring markings in millimeters. So we're going to just say that this is 2 centimeters because that's the best knowledge we have. So it's approximately 2 centimeters. So there we go. We've measured some lengths of some things in metric units. And I think next we'll look at some in inches. How about that? Can you wait? Can you wait? Can you wait? Can you wait? Well, you're going to have to wait. Bye.